Welcome to the Charles Darwin University Careers and Employment Guide to Formatting Your Resume. Part 1. Resume Basics. There are many different ways you can format your resume, and while there are a number of recommended guidelines, no one format is necessarily better than others. Let's start by looking at one of the most common resume layouts, and we'll use that as a starting point to creating a resume that is professional, readable, and unique. We can break this format down into its sections from top to bottom. Your name should go at the top of the document, along with the word resume or curriculum vitae, or just the letters CV. Your contact details should be the first piece of information in the body of your resume text. You need only provide sufficient and necessary information in your contact details. Do not include date of birth or age, sex, ethnicity, or religious beliefs. This is information that the employer cannot discriminate against. Next, your education history should be listed in descending order. This means that your most recent qualification or what you are currently studying goes at the top, and this is followed in chronological order by other qualifications and degrees you may have completed. If you have graduated from or are currently studying a degree with a placement component, you'll want to include details of your placement history below your education history. Employment history should also run in descending order and should include the title of the job you held, where you worked, and a list of duties generally containing 6 to 8 items. Any volunteer or community service work, sports and recreation groups, and any other affiliations you may wish to include can go beneath your employment history. Not all job applications require a selection criteria, in which case you may wish to use the relevant skills section to highlight your own key skills and abilities, much in the same way that you generally would with a selection criteria. If you are required to submit a selection criteria as part of your job application, you can still use the relevant skills area of your resume to highlight proficiency in software knowledge, typing speed, as well as language proficiencies, etc. Finally, you'll need to include a list of at least 2 or 3 referees along with their contact details. This format works well because it's what employers are used to seeing, and it delivers information in a way that is quick and simple to read. Remember that when employers are looking over resumes, they could have as many as several hundred applications, and they may only have time to spend a few seconds scanning each one. Next, we'll look at some important points to remember when formatting your documents. Keep text spaced evenly so that the employer can easily differentiate between one item and the next. Bunching items up in a list with no spacing can make them hard to read and difficult to understand. Retain consistency with regards to font style and size. Generally, it's a good idea to use the same font throughout your resume. Remember that when you're copying and pasting text from another document into your resume, you'll have several options to keep the original formatting or to have it match the document that it's being pasted into. If you are new to word processing software, it's very important to note that you should not be formatting your text using only the space bar. New line breaks need to be made using the Enter key, otherwise your document will quickly turn into a formatting nightmare. You also should use the Tab key to allow even spacing when listing items. You can use the border and table tools to create partitions between the various sections of your resume. Make sure that you have your documents in the correct format when submitting electronically. Employers may use automated software such as applicant tracking systems to process applications. Not all of these systems support formats such as PDF. If the application asks for a doc or docx file, make sure that you send your files in that format. Now that we know the basics of formatting a resume, how do you go about making it stand out from every other resume your potential employers are going to be looking at? We'll address this issue in the next video along with other useful resume tips.